Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for October 2022. So on Sunday, October 2nd, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information and communication, going direct at 24 degrees in Virgo energy. So it has been quite a long time with Mercury being in a retrograde. Of course, it probably seemed like a lot longer of a time, seeing as there were 5 other planets in a retrograde at the same time. If you listened to October's energy forecast intro, you would know that this October has a lot of transformation, a lot of change, mostly due to some of these planets coming out of a retrograde and going direct. Now, usually when Mercury goes direct, we need a couple days to acclimatize to the change before we kind of gain clarity and before our mental planes work as well as we would hope that they would be working. This time around, though, it's going to take a little bit longer because of the opposition that we're currently in with Neptune. Neptune kind of foggies things up again. And although we're trying to clear the fog in our mental plane for Mercury being retrograde, we have this added amount of confusion because of Neptune. I'll give you an analogy. Essentially, it is like when Mercury's retrograde, we are drugged. Now the drugs are wearing off, our eyes are opening, we're finally coming to, but we don't see anything. Everything is still kind of foggy, everything is still kind of confused. Why? Because Neptune has put a blindfold on us. We're not able to actually even be aware of the fact that we're wearing a blindfold. But Mercury's just so freaking happy to actually be awake and come out of his funk that he's like getting up and feeling his way around his environment to start moving forward. He's been stunted. He's been paralyzed for so long. He just wants to take action. He just wants to move forward. So it's almost like we are moving forward in a way, but we're feeling our way around. We're having to use other senses because our sight is not clear. Our intellect is not working as well as we would like. So we do have to kind of feel our way through our environment, through the landscape of our intellect until we kind of gain a little bit of space, a little bit of distance away from this opposition with Neptune, and that is when the blindfold will come off. Typically speaking, things are always very wonky on the days that, any planet stations to go direct. But with this particular energy and just adding that extra layer of the opposition with Neptune into the mix, we are definitely going to feel confused. We're going to feel dizzy. We're going to feel a lot of pressure in our heads. Listen to the ascension forecast if you haven't already for the week. That'll give you a rundown on what it is that we can expect from the physical symptoms of the energy coming in. And because we are also experiencing the first quarter moon in Capricorn on the same day that Mercury is going direct, there's this weight, this added pressure, this heaviness, this urgency, if you will, kind of on top of Mercury trying to wake up and trying to gain his bearings. So at 24 degrees in Virgo, this kind of rewinds us to the last week of August. And then, of course, we have to retrace our steps through those final degrees of Virgo. Granted, Mercury is in its place of power in Virgo, so we got that going for us, but we're kind of stunted in the amount of action that we're able to take, the amount of sense that we're able to make, the amount of ideas that we're actually able to implement because of the opposition with Neptune. We do just want to pay attention to the light bulb moments going off because the pieces are coming together. We are making sense. We are going to start gaining little bits and pieces of clarity. But at the same time, the fogginess from Neptune is really going to cloud our vision for about the next week. I will be honest in saying that we likely won't feel Mercury actually being direct until Mercury re-enters into Libran energy on the 10th. And that gives us about a week in order to kind of, feel our way through, still relying on our intuition instead of our intellect through some of the situations that we were hoping to gain clarity on the minute that Mercury went retrograde. So here's the thing. We usually, while Mercury is retrograde, we are sorting through our inner realms. We have conversations we want to have. We have ideas that we want to implement. We want to move forward. But right now is not the best time to do it. We're itching to, initiate these conversations, to drive these points home, to make these changes, to bring new things to life. But the thing is that we're still not being supported in doing so. We will likely have a change of mind a couple of times, especially when the blindfold falls off from Neptune's opposition and we actually gain clarity. We get our sight back and are able to reevaluate what it is that we're actually standing in, what circumstances have actually taken place. This is going to be very disorienting, and in the meantime, we can actually create a lot more drama, a lot more damage if we go ahead and push a narrative or push for ideas to come forth when, technically speaking, we are not supported in doing that right now. We will be more supported if we just hold off just a tad. We wait until Mercury moves back into Libran energy. That will give us a little bit more balance, give us more bearings back, be able to communicate a little bit more confident and clearly. And then once the 17th hits, we will be free and clear of the post-shadow period. Mercury will be up to speed and all systems will be go. That doesn't mean that we are going to have to wait to the 17th in order to have these conversations or to implement these ideas or to gain that clarity. It just means that right now, although we might be just feeling the urgency and the impulse to push forward, doesn't make sense to start running with a blindfold on when you have no clue what your surroundings are. So it would be highly advisable just to take it easy, take it slow, tap into your other senses, just try to be patient with yourself and just feel your way through these next couple of days. So we have to kind of take this time to kind of just sit within ourselves, allow our senses to come back, get very clear within ourselves what it is that we're thinking, what it is we want to speak on, what it is we want to initiate. This is still very advisable for us to keep some of this information to ourselves until we are supported in actually letting this energy out. Now, in this Virgo energy, we're still coming up with solutions. We're still trying to fix some problems. We're still debating on certain decisions. We are in Libra season, which makes us highly indecisive. So we do have to just have a little bit of patience, even though it's going to be hard to have patience because we're absolutely fueled up. We're in a new month. We want to make some changes. We want to get the party started. We're just not ready to do so. It is advisable to just ease ourselves back into the realm of consciousness, especially when you're waking up after a party, after some drugs or some alcohol. You don't want to stand up too fast. You don't want to take too much in. You don't want to, schedule yourself in and commit to too much. You want to just take it easy, let your body recoup, let all your senses come back online, find your grounding, find your stability before you go ahead and start pushing and advancing to move forward.